This is Inside Business Cameroon. Inside Business Cameroon is a business educative radio program that demystifies business challenges and brings out business opportunities in the Cameroon business landscape. It brings understanding about vital issues in the Cameroon entrepreneurial ecosystem with the purpose of bridging the information gap, inspiring and educating the listeners. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to the program Inside Business Cameroon on Media Freak Radio. In entrepreneurship, every step towards development and growth is inspired by great vision and ambition for innovation. The world needs more visionary leaders to create and build products and services that bring value to our lives and solve important problems. Entrepreneurs must know the value of strong leadership and must aim to becoming visionary leaders. Leaders who are able to predict the future market trends and are able to plan and act accordingly to these predictions. Entrepreneurs must use their entrepreneurial skills to create innovative products that actually bring specific value to the customers. They know how to see the opportunity in situations in which others see nothing, or worse, a disaster. People with vision for the future and deep understanding of the present problems are the ones who actually bring change to the world by embracing desperate ideas and thinking out of the box. Having a vision doesn't mean that the person knows exactly and for sure what is going to happen. In fact, nobody can do this because the business world is famous with its uncertainty. It means that visionary entrepreneurs have an idea in their mind, backed with the fearless plan for the execution of the idea. Entrepreneurs are doers. They don't sit around and talk about how great something can be. They actually work hard to make it happen. Visionary entrepreneurs manage to achieve more with less, to inspire others and lead them to creating extraordinary services and products by concentrating on growth before concentrating on profit. The business world needs good leaders, and entrepreneurs often create and shapes visionary leaders who are able to change the world. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Inside Business Cameroon. In today's edition, we shall be talking vision and entrepreneurship. Once more, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to Inside Business Cameroon on Media Freak Radio. Today we shall be talking on the topic vision and entrepreneurship. Vision and entrepreneurship. And we have as special guest today in the studio, Doris Ngum. Doris is a chartered management accountant with the Chartered Institute of Management Accounting. She is the visionary and president of Royalty World, a faith-based organization with a mission to build socio-economically flourishing communities. Doris is a community transformation activist and leads several initiatives, one of which is the Royalty Business Breakfast. She is an entrepreneur and a coach of the Higher Institute of Management Studies. She is a visionary of the Bolifamba Community Transformation Project and representative of Rhino Cameroon, a Belgian-based social enterprise with a mission to restore human dignity. Doris, you are welcome.
Thank you so much, Laye. I'm very honored to be here.
And we are glad you are here.
Thank you.
I'm very certain by the end of this program, our listeners will confirm with me you were just the right choice.
I hope we will have a great time, and I know we will.
So how was your week?
Excellent. Always have an excellent week.
And how is it going on?
You know, I mean, I feel like we are in a time of labor in our nation. That's the way I choose to say it. And times of labor are times of expectancy. There are times when I'm expecting to see change, regardless of what is going on. There's, and that is what vision is all about. I see Transform Cameroon.
We see it, we make it happen.
That's right.
Wow, you are very welcome. You are very welcome. So
thank you, Laye.
You permit me just read this brief passage I had.
Wow, okay.
Every entrepreneur believes deeply in their business concept. Most have an abiding passion for what they do and the market they serve, and are willing to put in the hard work to get their businesses off the ground. But belief, passion, and hard work, no matter how good the business concept, are not enough.
It's true.
Without a vision, there is no success. And I'm not the only one who believes that.
Yeah, that's true.
So I saw some of these quotations, which I will read. Efforts and courage are not enough without purpose and direction. That's on John F. Kennedy.
Powerful.
The lack of direction, not lack of time, is the problem. We all have 24 hours a day. Zig-zag.
Okay.
And I'll read the last one here. If you don't know where you are going, you'll probably end up somewhere else. Yogi Berra. That's a famous statement. So Doris, today we are talking vision and entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
The quotes you've read from people who have done great things, like Zig Ziglar is somebody who's just changed the face of sales and marketing in the world. I mean, there are people who, even though they are gone, we still read his books. He's no longer on earth, but he still lives on because he was a visionary. He could see, I heard a quote from Miles Monroe, and he said something. He said, many look, but few see. Visionaries see. Like I said before, I'm a visionary for this nation because I don't care what is going on. I can see transformation.
Let me get that again. Many look,
but few see.
Wow.
Many look, but few can see. Because the truth about life is that there is always much more than we can be able to perceive. So we don't see with these things called our eyes. We see with our perception, with our mind. So our mindset is what actually directs what we see and where we're going. Who we think we are shapes. So we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are.
Wow.
So that's why a visionary is so important for a business. Because if you're not a visionary, you will not be able to identify all the opportunities that exist. So vision is what is one big thing I believe we need in our nation now.
Yes, we have been using this terminology, visionary.
Yeah, exactly.
Visionary, Zig Ziglar is a visionary. I think let's just come back to that. Who is a visionary?
Now, a visionary is a person who can see into the future. Is a person who can be able to look and be an initiator of change. A visionary, I believe, is a leader, the one who leads change, who is a non-conformist and doesn't get comfortable with the environment the way it is, but has come to believe that he was born to bring about to bring about the community or the business, or I would say community or the nation or the globe, the world that he wants to see. Because the visionaries believe that they are not just on the earth by accident. They believe that they are on earth to contribute something. So visionaries, they live their life with a purpose. They are people who understand their raison d'être, who understand their reason for being, and they've been able to identify their why, the why of their existence. And so everything else about their lives is shaped around that why. So they go into business because they want to be able to accomplish that mission. They just don't go into business because, well, they want money. And the way the world is going, and even in the setting of the sustainable development goals, we understand that even the world leaders are understanding the power and getting the world to start thinking vision. That is why they're promoting us moving from business just thinking about profit, but thinking about people and the planet. So visionaries are those that conceive ideas that can transform people and transform the planet.
Wow. Visionary conceive ideas that can transform people and transform the planet. Yeah, but I was going to just come to this right away.
Okay.
Why is having a vision important to a business? Why is that important?
Now, like you read a quote by Zig Ziglar. I say, the lack of vision, not the lack of time, is the problem. We all have 24 hours a day. The question is, what do you do in those 24 hours? The rich as well as the poor all have 24 hours a day. But if you don't know where you're going, you will not even know when you're going there. You will not even know whether you're there. Because vision determines the usage of your time and your resources. So without vision, it's impossible for you to really grow any venture. Without you understanding the why of it, when challenges come, you will back out. So vision gives you direction. Vision sets the pace for you. Vision gives you the drive. It's the fuel that keeps you going even when the roads are bumpy. Because you rightly said, nobody ever said that business was going to be a pleasure trip. No, it's not. It's like in the jungle. But if you don't understand that you have a target, and if you don't know where you're going, when the storms start coming, it's easy to shake and think, okay, maybe this is not for me. But visionaries stick to their mission. And because they stick to their mission, if you can see, nothing can stop you. Somebody said something, if your why is big enough, the how would be inevitable.
If your why is big enough,
the how is inevitable.
I think I'll leave here today with a booklet full of quotes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are on Mediafig Radio, and we are on the program Inside Business Cameroon, and we are talking on the topic Vision and Entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. Vision and Entrepreneurship. Yeah, Doris, I want us to just come back to this a bit.
Okay.
When you look around,
right?
When you look around and look at the businesses,
okay,
what's your assessment in terms of visionary leadership? What?
I believe that we need more visionary businesses, because visionary, when you are visionary, it makes you selfless. Because what I see around, I believe that is a lot of selfishness going on. Like, it's not about something being done or me doing business just because I want to make pennies. But I want to do business that I believe that can not just impact my life in terms of my financial life, but then can affect communities as well. And when we raise more visionaries and more leaders, I believe that we are going to improve in our level of collaboration in the community. And I believe that collaboration is one of the things that actually bring growth. Because when you are a visionary, that vision is what drives you. That vision is what keeps you going. That vision is what makes you to think out of the box. You said something about thinking out of the box. You remain small when you are not a visionary, because remember we said in the beginning that many can look, but only few can see. You will not be able to see opportunities if you are small and stay small. And I believe that is what is going on in our businesses, where you see businesses, they remain small. I know this man who has been selling camphor since the day that I was young, and even up till now, he's still selling camphor. I mean, vision drives you to change. because you understand that, no, there's something much more that I can do. You are not the same next year than you were last year. You are growing, and you are ever anticipating growth. You are aspiring. You are imaginative. You can see something bigger than who you are. You said, entrepreneurs are those people that are able to see something and they don't have to try to figure out the how. But if you're not a visionary, what would drive you is the resources that you have, and that is what is going to define the size of your business. So I believe that if we create more, and inspire, I'm not saying create because I believe everyone is a visionary. If we can inspire people to be able to use that visionary aspect of them, then we will see more sustainable businesses in the community. Like we've seen businesses start today and close tomorrow. And that is because of a lack of vision.
Yeah, and even more to that, I think there's a fundamental problem. The government is crying, it is in the poverty reduction strategy paper,
right,
of the kind of businesses we really have in our community. Mm. They say we have a kind of very small micro businesses which are not competitive and lack what it takes for them to grow. In fact, they don't have in their nature what it takes to grow, and it's a big problem. Entrepreneurship is seemingly increasing, but the kind of businesses, I just start my smoker box out of a frustration. When I apply, nobody is giving me a job, so I just start a smoker box and just sit there and start saying how nothing works in this country and we are in the worst country in the world and this and that, and from a place of frustration. And the businesses are just there. You see them the same size 20 years after. Same size.
And they are struggling. It's a cycle. They can't make anything because they are so small.
I remember somebody saying vision is really what distinguishes an entrepreneur from a businessman, in quote.
Okay, yeah.
And when vision comes in,
that's what translates you to it initiates you into entrepreneurship.
You now move from
a businessman to an entrepreneur.
to an entrepreneur. And this really worries me. This bothers me. You see businesses without a dream, without a direction is moving. Now, what can we say to such a person?
Right. Now, one of the things that I believe that we should consider is that, truth be told, many of us are not called to be on the forefront.
Okay. That's an important one.
That's a very important thing, because if you identify that I have that desire to serve, and there is an idea that I have, remember I was talking a few minutes ago about the fact that if we develop more businesses, then we would have more collaboration going on in the community. Because when you are a visionary, I can identify that you are starting something that I had in mind. Then I come and I join you, and I don't see any reason why I should go and start something that you have already started. I come and support you because this is something that was in my mind, and I have a part to play in this. So I have understood, and that is maturity, to understand that I can be a visionary and an entrepreneur even working in another's business. Because one of the things, the myths that we have about entrepreneurship, and I keep telling my students, that it is not necessarily about starting your own business. You can be an entrepreneur in the business of another. There are many people that are entrepreneurs, but then they don't have a particular business, to their name. But they work in a business as an entrepreneur, because who's an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur adds value.
They drive a vision.
Yes. An entrepreneur is able to fortify that vision, to drive that vision. I come in and I see that there's something you're doing, and I understand, and I'm like, okay, fine, this is where you're going. This is what I can contribute to this. This is where I see we can go. Then I put my head together with you, and you begin to see things that you never saw before, because now synergy is happening. I'm bringing in my skills, I'm bringing in my knowledge, and I am selfless about the fact that I don't want, it's not necessarily about my name, it's not about me, it's not about my ego, but it is about, we want to solve a problem in our nation. And I think that, it also has something to do with patriotism.
Okay.
it has something very significant to do with patriotism. I think that, that one thing, you said something about, just starting a small thing and then talking bad about the business and all of that. I was listening to somebody, I don't know, so we're having a conversation and somebody was talking about how they visited a home and they had some children who had just come from America and they were having a meal. And they started praying, and after the prayer, they asked the little girl to pray. And when she was praying, she prayed, bless my relatives and everybody. And they say, and then God bless America. It's like, really? You are Cameroonian but born in America, but then you're taught that you need to pray for your nation. So, many of us don't have a heart to say, rather, Jeff Kennedy said something. He said, don't ask what my nation has done for you, for me, but then what have I done for my nation? So if that becomes a preoccupation, then I believe that it will stir up a visionary mindset in most of us.
Yeah, but you have talked about this aspect of just serving a vision.
Yes.
Yeah, but many have the worry that I abandon, or let me say, I want to start something. You have just started it. I surrender mine. I come support yours, and somewhere on the way, you just kick me out.
Right.
And I find myself living with nothing. Many have that fear.
Okay.
That somewhere on the way, you just kick me out. When you have gotten it, when you're on your feet and your business is moving, you forget me somehow.
Yeah.
So what could you say to such?
Now, I believe that as visionaries, one of the biggest fulfillments that we have is the contribution that we make.
Okay.
And if that is at the center of your heart, then you will know that the universe is just. That even if somebody kicked you out unfairly, some way, somehow, there is a reward for everything. The Bible says, as long as the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest will never cease. When you sow into another person's life, and sometimes one of the things that I believe is that in every setback is a setup, because they certainly, when somebody kicks you out, it's time to think, maybe, just maybe, it's time for you to start what you originally wanted to start in the beginning. And then you might have been serving in this business, and the time came when you're supposed to leave, but you didn't think it was time to leave. And so maybe that kick out is a kick to say, go get started. Or there is another thing waiting for you somewhere. So I think if we have that attitude to say that, you know what, it is never a setback, but it is always a setup for something, for a next level, then it wouldn't become a concern.
Vision and entrepreneurship. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on Media Freak Radio, and the program is Inside Business Cameroon. We promise our listeners we shall be opening the lines a little earlier. So right. If you want to contribute to this program, we want to ask a question, you want to participate, you can call the number or text the number 678898630. I will repeat, 678898630. Call our numbers, text, and you'll be right here participating with us on the program Inside Business Cameroon. I want to get back to you, Doris.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have expatiated on the importance of visionary leadership, of being a visionary entrepreneur. We have being a visionary entrepreneur. We have a caller on the line. Hello? Hello? Oh, we just missed our caller. We guess he's going to call right back. Again, our number 6788-98630, 6788-98630, and you'll be right here with us. You can call or text. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome right back. We are on the program Inside Business Cameroon on Media Freak Radio, and we are talking vision and entrepreneurship. We have as guest Doris Ngum, who is here with us to discuss on this great topic. Yeah, Doris, you have expatiated the need to be a visionary entrepreneur.
Yeah.
The need for visionary entrepreneurs in our community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but how can I move
Right.
from, in quotes, as we said before, a businessman? That's I'm just in business to keep the day going, as we often say, day the go.
Yeah.
To become a visionary
Entrepreneur.
How can I move?
Wow. Okay. Thank you, Laye, for that question. This is a very important question, and it takes us to the place of self-discovery. It is a call for self-discovery. The first thing that I would say is you have to answer some questions. And the first question that I'm going to say that you need to make this move is to ask yourself the question, who am I really? You know, that is looking into the mirror of the real you, who you are, identifying what are those unique things, what are those things that are unique to you. So the first question is, who am I? And then the second question that I'm going to say is, I believe that we need always to ask ourselves, why am I here on this planet? It's a discovery of your purpose. Each and every one of us here has a purpose. There is a unique plan that God has for our lives. We are here. You were born in Cameroon, at this place, wherever you were born, at a particular time for a particular reason. You carry a unique fingerprint. There's something unique that you will leave on this earth. And then the next thing is, what contribution am I really called to make in my community? Remember, we talked about visionary entrepreneurship is moving from the place of focusing only on profit to focusing on people, the planet, and then profit. So to focus on people and to focus on the planet, which is our community, and then obviously profit as well.
I like that combination. People, planet, profit.
Yes. So you must think like, everything, what I want to do, how am I going to impact my community? So remember, first of all, you've answered the question of who am I? So you've identified and known uniquely what are the gifts that you have, what are the things you have, and why am I here? You know, what contribution am I called to make on the earth? And then now you get to what we call mission. How do I get there? How do I get there? With all these ideas that I have, what opportunities exist in my community that I can translate into business ideas? So if we come to that place, I mean, for instance, I'm a chartered management accountant, I'm qualified accountant, I used to work as an accountant, but there came a time when I really discovered that it was not really a passion for me. You know, I did not enjoy sitting down there doing books over and over again. I can't sit down in one position for a long time. I started identifying that I was somebody who was creative, innovative. I like to change things. I like to see things change. And I started getting hungry to champion a change in my community. And it drove me to the place where I started looking at my community. And, you know, I had a drive to want to make my mark on the earth. It might not be something big. It doesn't have to be something big, but then something small that I can cause transformation in somebody's life. I can make someone's life better. That is people. I can make my community better, planet. And when those thoughts came to me, then, you know, that is the place where I became an idea bank. And, you know, the ideas start coming, and, you know, as you think about them and pray about them, then you begin to shape them, and you can see how to create a business from there.
So is it somebody that guided you through this journey? Was it just you who came to this realization? How did it happen in your case?
In my case, you know, there came a time when there was a dissatisfaction about the job I was doing. And I don't know, but for some reason, from the time I was young, I hated poverty. I hated the fact that we only eat chicken on Christmas Day. You know those things, right? I mean, rice was not as common. You know, we see this thing. Well. Yeah. So, you know, I got dissatisfied, and in my heart, I was asking myself the question, why are we where we are? Why is my nation broke? You know, I don't know, but there was that thing in me that just wanted the solution to this country. So every time when I look at, you know, foreign countries, I would want to know why are they where they are, we are where we are. And, you know, so there was that thing that I always just wanted to contribute something to my nation. And then it drove me to start reading. So I started reading widely. And I think that most of that, the confirmations have come from me studying. Wow. And then, especially when I finally, really accepted the Lord Jesus as my Lord and Savior, and, and I started allowing him to lead my life. That is where my journey of entrepreneurship and visionary entrepreneurship really began. That is when I started understanding that God has me on earth for a purpose. That is when I started understanding that there's something called purpose. When I became born again, when I accepted the Lord, then I started understanding that I'm not just called to just exist. There is something I'm called to contribute. Then I started reading in a quest for that. And as I read books, I started understanding that, wow, I'm not as small as I thought. I started seeing that I'm big, within. I can do things that I didn't think I could do. And, I think reading books, then when that happens, something just happens. You just start magneting the right people. Then, by the grace of God, I started meeting people that were thinking like me, and, and together I got mentors, people to mentor me and to guide me through the process. And I was sharing how I was feeling with them, and they were helping and they were leading me to put my ideas together.
Yeah, you have talked of something very important, Doris, that I reading, studying, coming most of in your sentences. Now, there is this issue about studying, because seemingly in our community, most of the successful business people are those who hardly spend time studying, and people are beginning to question if there's a need for that, if it's not a waste of time in spending time with books, like the books don't work here. I don't know. Do you share that?
I don't share that, because these people, I know of people, for instance, my uncle is a great entrepreneur. He's an electrician, a great entrepreneur. He's a first school leaver, right? He didn't go to university and all of that stuff. Yes. But the first motivational and inspirational book that I ever really read was given to me by him. Okay. So he reads books that develop his person. He might not have gone ahead in education. Now, you can't write French like him. You can't compete with him even in his English. Wow. Now, he's been able to develop himself. I think the problem we have is that we need to really redefine education. Education and schooling are two different things. Okay. So that is the problem. It is not about schooling. It is about education. Sure. Because education is about educating your mind, first of all, and building yourself up as a person. Yes, and that is why I like talking a lot about inside out, because it starts from within you. Until you're able to build the you within, then can you start making progress.
We are coming right to inside out. We are coming. We need to really. Doris is almost synonymous to, to inside out. But before that, again, we want to tell our listeners you can be part of the program, you can contribute, you can ask questions. The number is 6788 98630. 6788 98630. You can call, you can text, and you will be right part of the program. Now, Doris, I want us to come to that statement. Anybody who has listened to you in any workshop, in any seminar, in any function when you have been the speaker, there's just no way you will conclude without mentioning inside out. Inside out. Please, can you just share this inside out?
Like one of the ways that I always like to talk about inside out, I'm sure everybody that has ever heard me has heard this analogy, that in life, don't go looking for ants. Just create sugar, and you will not look for them, they will come to you.
No, let's have that again. I can't let you just go. Let's have that again.
Now, in life, you can't go around chasing after ants. If you bring them, you can't keep them because there is nothing to keep them. But if you create what attracts them, which is the sugar, give it a few minutes, they will find it. So that is the quickest way that I like to explain inside out. When you build yourself up to be somebody, the Bible says it this way, kings will begin to come to the brightness of your rising. We live in a generation of keeping up appearance, where people want to see, they want a Facebook generation where everybody wants to show that there's something.
Seemingly, we have somebody on the line.
Right.
Hello? Hello? Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, my name is Omar. I'm just listening to your program all day. So I'm very interested in this program. Talking about
Let me get the name again. Yes.
connected to your program. I'm very interested about the program.
Okay.
Yeah, talking about what our Doris. I think she has a point there, which something that is really clever in our community. From what she put it, according to the
Yes.
that people are not poor or neither they are suffering because they don't have power. Because of the fact that they lack knowledge.
Because they lack it.
That they don't know that they are. And from what I am saying, from what she just said, and the Bible says that my people perish because of lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
That is what is getting the truth. When you go through the Bible according to Genesis chapter 1 to chapter 2,
Yes.
she got the idea. She has seen it. Because the Bible mentions in it that God was an entrepreneur.
Yes.
So in that case, until people think like God, the mind of people, until people see things like God, then they can never become. Because when you read the Bible from that Genesis chapter 1
Okay.
to Genesis chapter 2, you will realize that God himself was a very great entrepreneur, and God makes man to become like him.
Okay.
Like God, in order for them to live. Because life, God wanted everybody to become a contributor.
Yes. So can you move a little bit from your radio set? We are really having some interference there.
Okay.
Yes.
So in that sense, we have to help people. The problem is people are suffering not because they lack job, because they lack
Yeah. Yes. Again, I want to play it. If you can move a little bit away from your set, it is.
I'm far away from my.
Okay. Okay.
So I am really sorry, and I really programs like this really complicated. One of the things what we are passing through nowadays is platform. I understand.
Okay.
God never wanted what and that
Okay. So we shall be right back. We are really having some technical issues trying to get you clearly. I think we'll work on that so that we can get you better. We are really having some challenges trying to get you clearly. So we shall be right back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Inside Business Cameroon. We just had some technical issues there. Getting our listener, we think that will be regularized just shortly, and you will be part of us again. So again, we are on the program Inside Business Cameroon. Our listener was trying to give us a very wonderful contribution there, that we need to have the mind of God to be real visionary entrepreneurs. So Doris, we were on Inside Out.
Yeah.
Inside Out, and you were trying to share with us.
Yes, and I think I used the analogy saying that most of the time we are in a generation where everybody, is so interested in the outward appearance, is so interested in what is going on outside too, and young people don't want to go through a process of development. They just want to become. You see somebody, you admire them, you just want to be that person, but we don't understand that there is a process. And there is a process of building, because I say that success is when opportunity meets preparation. Now, you cannot really be successful if you have not been able to go through a process of personal development. So inside out, it's about focusing on the you within, focusing on developing you, focusing on developing character, focusing on building your person, and digging deep into the things into your purpose, into what you're about, and then, allowing God to cause the rest to begin to happen. Not saying that, not trying to insinuate, laziness in the sense of not working on the outside. But trust me, the greatest job and the most difficult part of this journey is building yourself. It takes work. It takes work. It takes study time. It takes you training yourself. It takes you developing your person. It takes you identifying and submitting yourself to mentorship, to somebody that you can be accountable to.
Submitting yourself to mentorship.
Seriously. Submitting yourself to mentorship. Somebody who can direct you, and somebody who can move you out of your comfort zone and tell you to do the things that you really don't want to do. That stretches your character and it builds you up so that when you get to the place where, the responsibility of this great vision is entrusted in your hands, you can handle it because you've been able to build character. It's like the foundation of the house.
Ladies and gentlemen, Inside Business Cameroon on Media Free Radio. Doris, we shall be right back to continue just from where we stopped. But we promised today we are going to have some entrepreneurial ecosystem news. Mm-hmm. And we are going to be switching right here to Nadesh, Eduke Nadesh. Eduke Nadesh, what do we have as our ecosystem news?
Good afternoon, Mr. Laye.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, dear listener. I am Eduke Nadesh, and I bring to you events making news in the entrepreneurial ecosystem.
That's the Boya entrepreneurial ecosystem. Okay.
ActivSpaces is currently hosting a 3-day workshop on software testing at our head office in Boya, the top left floor First Trust building, Great Sopo. The workshop aims at equipping Silicon Mountain community members with skills on quality assurance. This free workshop, which started on April 2 and ends tomorrow, April 4, 2019, is sponsored by Leapfrog, a German-based NGO promoting IT education in Africa. The event is one of the many ActivSpaces and her German partner have organized to impart and upgrade tech entrepreneurs with skills in producing and delivering products and services fit for the international market. This series of workshops will end mid-2019 with a hackathon. ActivSpaces is an open innovation hub where young entrepreneurs come to transform their ideas into businesses. This tech incubator has been existing since 2010, and it acts as home for techies and entrepreneurs who are solving societal problems. Still in Boya, the first edition of the Boya Business Conversations, organized by Afro Hustler, is due to take place this Saturday, April 6, 2019, at Eta Palace Hotel from 10 a.m. to 4 a.m. under the theme, Running a Business in a Crisis Economy. The conversation's objective is to educate and inspire small businesses with ideas on how to keep their businesses alive and grow in spite of the socio-political crisis. Speakers at the event comprise chief executive officers and business managers who have thrived in the current Anglophone crisis, like Mpara Faith, Otto Beseka, George Eno, Ruth Tembe Epie, Zuo Bruno, Eukaria Lechi, Enobi Prince, Moses Bisong, Ngwa Emmanuel Ato, and Taminang Serge. They shall present on entrepreneurial topics ranging from how to build and grow your business in Anglophone Cameroon within the crisis, to how to expand your business into new countries and markets, and many more. In all, the Boya Business Conversations is a networking event par excellence, creating a multi-generational interaction among participants, offering rich African dishes, music, and interactive activities for entrepreneurs and other participants. You can read more about the event on afrohustler.com. And finally, 104 Cameroonian entrepreneurs have been selected to join the 5th cycle of the Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program. They are among the 3,050 African entrepreneurs from the 54 countries to have benefited from the leading philanthropy. The list of selected fellows was made public in Abuja Friday, March 22, 2019. These entrepreneurs will receive a non-refundable seed capital of $5,000, access to mentors, and a 12-week business training program directly focused on the needs of African entrepreneurs. According to the TEF founder, Tony Elumelu, the increase in the number of applications from 151,000 last year to 216,000 this year shows African entrepreneurs are hungry to effect change. So far, 205 Cameroonians have benefited from this program. The Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program is a 10-year, $100 million commitment to identify, train and mentor and fund 10,000 entrepreneurs capable of changing the face of business in Africa. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Nadesh. That was entrepreneurial ecosystem news of the Boya entrepreneurial ecosystem. So, ladies and gentlemen, you may want to catch up with one of the events, those who are still to come, and we see that Tony Elumelu is doing some great job for entrepreneurs in Cameroon, more than 100 beneficiaries.
Absolutely.
Of $5,000?
$5,000.
$5,000.
That's a visionary.
I think that's
a visionary for Africa.
That's a visionary for Africa. We need visionaries.
Yeah.
We need visionaries. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on Inside Business Cameroon on Media Freak Radio, and we shall be going right back to our guest of the day, Doris Ngum. Doris, you've elaborated on the inside out approach, on the need for us to focus on the entrepreneur, on the person, and build up the person and not just the business. I think that's a big lesson. Mm-hmm. We are focused all the time on how we'll do this for the business, how this for the business, how this for the business, and we hardly talk about ourselves. The visionary.
Right. That's true.
We need to really build ourselves, and this shape everything. That's the inside out which we're talking about. Yes. So in your profiles, we saw the organization that has pioneered, and most of your workshop that has organized, most of the forum you've moved around talking about the inside out. This is the royalty world.
Yes.
Can we just at this point know a little bit about the royalty world?
Okay. Yes, royalty world was actually motivated by that need to move from a place of blaming the government for why our communities are where they are, and to realize that we can become those that can take full responsibility for the development and the transformation of our community. So, we have a mission to see socioeconomically flourishing communities. We believe that we can transform our nations by ourselves. We don't have to wait, gone are the days when we depend solely on charity. But then, as one great leader said, that what the world needs now is charity. That charity meaning that understanding what is it that we have and how can we use it to transform our community. So we organize seminars, and we hope to build people. We have a mission to build people with a visionary, missionary mindset. Now, what is a visionary mindset? What we have been talking about here, people who can see beyond their personal ambitions, but can see beyond and see the nation. Missionary means that what? You don't see only you and yourself, but then you are thinking global. So moving from a place of just thinking small initiatives to initiatives that have the potential to transform lives and to transform communities. So we are looking to see a transformed Cameroon infrastructurally, but we focus on building the person as an organization. For us as Royalty, we focus on building the person. And so we organize workshops, we organize seminars, we organize community transformation projects, like we have pioneered the My 16 project, what has become very popular as the My 16 project. It is the Bolivar community transformation project. That's one of the main things that we run. And we also are supporting social enterprises to create enterprises locally. And I represent Rhino, one of the organizations in Belgium that has decided to, invest in Cameroon. And he's doing some great job. One of the great things he's doing is creating a platform for single moms that we mentor who can sew to sew reusable pads for ladies. So we are producing reusable pads right down there in my 16. So it's just one of the so many social enterprises that we will be creating as visions to change the nation.
Visionary. This is the reason we need visionary entrepreneurs.
That's right.
I remember I was one of those who have been lucky, who was lucky to meet with you in the early days. You came back from the UK.
That's right.
And you were talking about this, so many projects you want to do, and I see you doing them. Day after day, you are very committed to executing and not just dreaming about this project. What keeps you going as a visionary?
What keeps me going is the Cameroon I see. I don't believe in what I see. Many look, but few see. I see Cameroon. I believe in this nation. I believe in the potential that we have. I believe there's a Cameroon that I see that I cannot express. And the way to do it is to start engaging other people to see something from within them. And then together, I believe that if each and every one of us, I believe we are like a body. If everybody plays their part, if we all come up and bring up those ideas or the businesses that we are running, we use them to become tools of transformation, then we will change our communities. That is what keeps me going, is the vision, is the reason I live. I have come to identify that it's my life's purpose. And so I can't sleep on it because I have to be accountable to God.
You have to be accountable to God.
That's right.
You've mentioned most of your project and you did not talk about the business breakfast.
Right.
When I read through the programs of We Are to World, this was one of the
that's one of the pioneer, yes.
The flagship program.
That's right.
What's this all about?
Okay. We actually started the Royalty Business Breakfast. It's a community of we're talking about the entrepreneurial ecosystem. So it's an ecosystem in the ecosystem of business people who gather every month, and it's a networking event. It's a time when other events focus on skill development and all of that, the external, which is great. But we have chosen as the Royalty Business Breakfast to focus on developing the entrepreneur. So we believe that it's a time for the entrepreneur to come and just really rethink through what they are doing. It's a time to come and just to fellowship with other people, to be inspired again, because as entrepreneurs, most of the time we are leaders and everybody is waiting to take from us and drink from us. But it's important that we have a time when we can retreat and then just refresh ourselves, remind ourselves of the vision that God actually gave us, because it's easy to deviate. So we say, there are 5 R's that really guide us at the breakfast. We believe that it's a time to refocus. It's a time to rethink and, rethink through what you're doing. Are you going towards the right direction? So we encourage vision. We encourage you to understand your vision and to stay on it. We encourage you to refocus. If at all you've drifted, it's time to refocus. And, we are a family of great visionary entrepreneurs. We have it's represented by wonderful organization, the Small Business Support Center, part of this. We have Rema Restaurant, the visionary for Rema Restaurant. We have the visionary for Jungle Hub. We have Leading from the Heart. We have Straw Academy. We have the Renewed Mind Leaders. So each and every one of these leaders, they have something unique, and so we bring people. It's a pool for that platform, and there is no business need that you have that would, by the time you leave that place, you will not have a direction and a solution for. So it's a solution center.
Thank you very much, Doris. A last word for our listeners.
It's time to rethink through everything that we are doing. It's time to think about our nation, because when your life will never become significant until you start living for a purpose that is greater than yourself. So to make your life really count and to make your life significant, start dreaming. But don't just dream, have a vision. Because a vision is a dream with an action plan. So have a vision, have a plan, but then don't, think global, but start locally. So start small, start somewhere. Like you said, so many visions in my heart, but God has been taking us one step to the other, and each step reveals the next step. So don't focus on the limitations that you have, but start somewhere and keep going. Let that vision keep you, because if your why is big enough, it will pave the way for the how.
If your why is big enough, it will pave the way for the how. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been Inside Business Cameroon. I want to thank you enormously for being part of the program today.
Thank you, Laye.
We trust and really hope you have been blessed by all that our guests have shared today. I've really been a great beneficiary myself of this program. I want to thank Eduke Nadesh, who was part of us today with the Entrepreneur Ecosystem News. And we had a special spectator today, Hussein Young, who has been sitting in the background and just following us. So this has been it. Inside Business Cameroon, Media Figure. Thank you, and rendezvous next week, Wednesday, 4 p.m.